If you are watching this on YouTube or listening to this podcast, wherever you are today, please hit that subscribe button, that follow button, so that you can stay current on the material that we are providing. But not only that, you then help us to spread the word to more people. You are vital in this mission to reaching our world of people just like you who are living in this nightmare. Welcome to the Covert Narcissism Podcast. I'm your host, Renee Swanson. One of the worst things that you can say to a victim of covert narcissistic abuse is every family has their issues. No one is perfect. Just saying these words makes my skin crawl because I heard it. I heard it too many times from good, well-meaning people. But every time a friend would say that or a family member would say that to me, it completely invalidated what I was going through. It was like I now had no room to say anything else about what was happening in my life. I mean, what was I going to say to them? Well, no, they don't. Everyone else is perfect. Of course, I'm not going to say that. Or would I say, well, oh, really? Tell me what issues you have, and then try to undercut what they're going through. None of this was ever going to work. So when these words came out of their mouths, hey, every family has their issues, I felt completely unheard. And then no matter what I said from there, I knew that I was going to sound desperate and petty. The message that was communicated to me was that no one was perfect. And I wanted to scream, I don't want perfect. That's not what I'm after here. I didn't know what words to put in there at the time, but I have those words now. I just wanted normal. I'm Renee Swanson, your host of the Covert Narcissism Podcast, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Victims of covert narcissistic abuse get trapped in this dangerous cycle of believing that you're asking for too much. Like, you're making too much out of little things, especially when you're dealing with, the 1,000 bee stings. And so when you get told that every family has their problems, in essence, you're being told to stop complaining and suck it up. That your situation is no worse than anyone else's. You get told to look for the good in the relationship. Well, I had been doing that for years. You've been looking for the positive, like everywhere you can possibly find it, and trying to make the most out of the positive just to survive the marriage. It's the only way, in fact, that you're surviving, and it keeps you there for years and even decades. And yet you get told that your problems are just like everyone else's, that no one is perfect. What are you looking for, a fairy tale? So we go on believing that our desires are unreasonable and out of touch with reality. But I wasn't craving a fantasy world. I didn't want kids in their matching outfits for the perfect social media picture. I didn't want the formal home where everything was put in place. I didn't want the husband who just worshiped every word that came out of my mouth and agreed with everything I said. I didn't want family dinners with plastered smiles and only happy, sappy compliments. I wasn't looking for glass slippers. I just wanted kindness. I wanted people who care about each other's feelings. I wanted warmth and safety in my own home. I wanted people who listened to each other, with some empathy. I even wanted to be able to disagree without defensiveness or without people taking it personal and having personal attacks. I didn't want us to agree all the time. I didn't want him to agree with me all the time. I just wanted to be able to voice my opinion without being made fun of or being belittled and told that I was stupid. I wanted to be able to trust the compassion of my own heart and not be told over and over that I was always attacking him just because I didn't agree or because I asked him to do something differently or consider a different opinion. Aren't all families, dysfunctional and messy? No. The answer to that is no. You see, kindness is normal. And I just wanted normal. Now, I can hear it already, people asking, well, what is normal? And I have to agree. Most of my life, I was one of those who said, well, is there even such a thing as normal? Or it's okay to not be normal so long as you know it. But there is a normal. There is such a thing as normal, healthy interpersonal relationships. So let's start by looking at what is not normal. It is not normal to walk on eggshells in your own home, judging every word that comes out of your mouth before you ever even open it, feeling like you're walking on quicksand. It is not normal to feel like you have to give in on everything and never disagree with anyone in your home. It is not normal to agree with every word they say just to help them feel better about themselves or to simply be in a good mood. Normal is not biting your tongue for fear of being shamed or belittled, ridiculed, or made fun of. It is not sitting on edge when you're together, hyper alert, fearful of gaslighting, triangulating, blaming, defensiveness. It is not living on high alert and hypervigilance in your own home. It is not believing that you aren't good enough, doubting every move you make, every word you say, every action you have, and working in overdrive to be better, to be perfect, or to just be good enough. It is not believing that you are responsible for everyone else's feelings or even any one other person's feelings. It is not believing that self-care is selfish and uncaring or mean, and that it's something that requires justification. I had to defend myself just to be able to care for myself, to be able to have some time to myself or to pursue a hobby. It is not normal to watch a parent be broken down by another parent, blamed, attacked, manipulated, used, and abused. These things are not normal. And when someone says, well, every family has their issues, I just want to scream, not like this. This damage that's being done, this is not normal. So what is normal? It is normal to feel safe and valued in your own home. It is normal to feel that your family members care for you, that they've got your back. It is normal to feel that you are worth being listened to, and that it's okay to say what's on your mind and heart. Yeah, it's normal to have disagreements. I'll give you that. But it is normal for these disagreements to not be taken personally, to not be seen as attacks. It is normal for people in a family to be working together, to seeking to live peacefully together. Yeah, they're going to have issues and they're going to have disagreements, but it's normal for them to want to reconcile those, not to be living under the rule of a dictator. Empathy is normal. It's not too much to ask. It's not too much to want normal. This isn't grandiose or over the top. This complete lack of normalcy in the home with a covert narcissist is an overwhelming weight on the shoulders of the victim. Many of these victims are living without the words needed to describe what is going on. That is a mission of myself here, is to give you the words so that you can put to words what is going on in your life. Being unable to correctly label what this weight is, we just keep carrying it. We keep carrying it thinking something's wrong with me. One of the greatest missions of my podcast is to be able to put into words that which is so impossible to describe, impossible to express. It's so hard to define, but it's so incredibly necessary. I recently heard Dr. Ramani on one of her YouTube videos say that there is no do-over in childhood. And she's not wrong here at all, that the children of narcissistic parents, they're going to continue carrying the weight of this absence of normalcy throughout the rest of their life. They're trying to create normal relationships in their future, but they don't have a template for it. And so this can feel like this just daunting task. But I want to add something here. There's no do-overs on marriages either. Even if you split up and divorce, that marriage and that individual has a significant impact on you. This isn't a do-over. And for some of these marriages, these are decades long, involving children, grandchildren, and other extended family members. There is no do-over. You can't just erase all of this and simply start over. People that come to me for help in either group sessions or one-on-one or emails and Facebook messages, I often get asked, how can I start over at this age? Well, guess what? You're not starting over. You can't erase any of this. It's not like you're going back 20 or 30 or 40 years. This isn't a do-over. But you do get the opportunity to learn and grow from right here, where you are right now. It's a turning point, not a starting over. And at this turning point, you can learn and you can grow no matter what direction you choose to take. So at this turning point for you right now, make a list of the normal and not normal. What would be on that list for you? For me, not normal, I did make a list. Here's my list. Guilt trips, manipulation, blame shifting, conversations with no resolution, circular conversations, lying, taking no personal responsibility, jealousy, insecurity in the relationship, and attachment issues, making everything about them. That's my list. Gotten it started at least, of not normal. So how about a list of normal? What does that look like? Kindness, talking to someone with consideration of their feelings, giving space for other people's opinions, validating others, encouraging others, appreciating other people, and appreciating self-care and encouraging self-care in other people. Giving space for each other's growth, encouraging and supporting that growth, allowing life to be about others, allowing their life to be about them, not about you. This is normal. What would be on your list? Take the time now. Make a list of your normal and not normal. I am genuinely happy when I see other couples that have a sense of normalcy in their relationship. I love when I watch that. I've got some good friends that have normal, healthy marriages, and I love it for them. But I do have to admit, it destabilizes me some. It kind of knocks me off of my feet a little bit. While I am very happy for them, it creates a whirlwind of emotions in me. I am overwhelmed with a powerful sense of sadness and grief for myself, for my family, for my kids, and for all those victims of covert narcissistic abuse, all those people out there who don't have a normal. This universal pain is very present in my life. Daily, this is part of my thoughts. This is part of my world. And I absolutely hate it for everyone out there who understands what I'm talking about. I hate it. I wish I could take it away. But all I can offer right now is to help you make sense out of it and help you to get on a path of healing. I am so honored and privileged to be right here, putting the difficult things to words and helping you make sense of this chaos. I wish you so much peace on your journey of healing. You have been listening to the Covert Narcissism Podcast with your host, Renee Swanson. Be sure to check out our website at www.covertnarcissism.com. There you will find many resources just for you to help you on this journey. You can also reach out to me by email at Renee, RENEE, at cnglifecoaching.com. Those letters are CNG, as in Covert Narcissism Group. I do look forward to hearing from you. I wish you so much peace on your journey of healing. The information provided by Renee Swanson and the Covert Narcissism Podcast is for educational purposes only and is not to be used for diagnosis purposes and not intended to be a substitute for clinical care. Please consult a healthcare provider for guidance specific to your case. This material discusses narcissism in general. It does not claim that any specific person has narcissism and should not be used to refer to any specific person as having narcissism. Permission is not granted to link to or repost this material to support an allegation or a claim that any specific person is a narcissist. That would be an unauthorized misuse of the material and information provided.